One of the biggest issues in the world today is our addiction to comfort. We're afraid to get uncomfortable. Just think about it. When you go out of town on vacation, how often do you stay in a hotel, a luxury hotel at that? How often do you get out into nature and rough it? Have your kids experienced roughing it? Sometimes that's not appealing to people, though, because it's not comfortable. Sometimes you get rained on. Sometimes you're in the middle of the desert in some serious heat. I know because that happened to me before. But that comfort, man, it will keep us in a place. And just think about it. Think about how we've been conditioned to have remote controls. And I know when I was a little girl, TVs, you had to get up from your chair and actually turn the channel and change the channel and the volume. Oh my God. Think about doing that these days. Think about not having Alexa. Think about all these creature comforts that we've been sold, the bill of goods we've been sold. And then think about why that is. The more complacent we are as a people, the less chance that we will cause any kind of uproar, especially where fear is involved, because it's easy to manipulate people with fear when they know that you're going to revert back to your comfort zone. So, one of the biggest things that we need to learn how to do in this world, especially as it is right now, is to get uncomfortable. We're not always going to have our cushy chairs or our uh, Starbucks or our remote controls, and everything is not going to be easy at times. You have to learn how to deal with a bit of adversity, because if you can't handle adversity, how are you going to stand up for yourself? How are you going to do anything to move yourself forward and not be steamrolled over by this collapsing system? Because if you think about it, if you're still doing things the same old way that you've always done them, the world has changed and it's moved on without you. There, for example, in the if you're unemployed or laid off or underemployed, there's a whole economy out there called the creator economy, which I deal with in my creator rebellion. I help people who are unemployed and underemployed, and people who are even shifting jobs or in retirement, people who need to work. I help people create their own economy in the gaps, the opportunities that exist in the gaps of a failing system. But if you're still out there doing things the same old way, sending out resume after resume, and nothing has happened, then that's on you. You can either choose to stay the same or you can step out of your comfort zone and do something different. Because right now, if you stay the same, you will go down with the system. You're not even open to building new worlds or trying new things or seeing the opportunities that exist in the gaps. I I am here to help you awaken to those things. That's what the emancipation frequency is all about. Helping you shift from fear in this crazy world that we're in right now and step into your freedom. And I do that by a number of things. I have the collapse to clarity call, where, yeah, we're going through a systemic collapse right now, whether you want to recognize it or not. And if you need help navigating that rather than spinning around in fear, that's exactly what I help you do with the collapse to clarity call. 30 minutes, and we'll get you aligned and back on track to creating whatever it is you need to do to sustain yourself in this particular world in this particular point in history that we're in right now. And so it beats spinning around in circles and going, back to the same things that that haven't worked for you and surely aren't working for you right now. And it's time to move forward. A lot of people don't like change. I remember a really good friend of mine telling me that she was a chef, actually a raw food chef, and she told me that people would rather die than change. And I really thought about that. And God, over the last several years since she told me that, I've seen that up close and personal. People will fight you tooth and nail to stay in their comfort zone. So think about that. What are you doing to shift yourself from fear to freedom in this at this particular point in history, in the world? What do you see going on around you? Have you adapted? Have you gone underground even further? Or are you thinking about new ways to create a path forward? So think about that. Don't get caught up and don't allow yourself to be caught up in comfort any longer, because it is those places of discomfort that you allow yourself to go into that helps you grow. Have fun with it, man. I challenged myself a few years ago to step into fear and get out of my comfort zone. And so I did that. I did a few things once a week that allowed me to step out of my zone. And man, did I grow from that. So, and it was a rush. I actually enjoyed doing it. And so it kind of became addicted. But that's what I want for you. Step out of that comfort. You cannot do anything to move yourself forward if you allow the world to keep you in fear and keep you in that cocoon. So tap into the frequency, man, the emancipation frequency. Book your collapse to clarity call, and let's get on board toward moving this world, well, yourself and this world, in a better direction. Peace.